Hey, come on in. Come on in, let's get it. Come on in, let's get it. I want to talk to you for a few minutes today, so I'll give everyone a little bit of time because I got a couple of messages saying that I started talking too fast and I didn't give people time to get on. So I got smacked on the hand a couple of times for that. So I'll give y'all a little bit of time to get in here. But most of y'all know I talk fast anyway. So I just get excited and that's what happens. So I'll give it a couple of more seconds. I just figured, a lot of people catch it on the replay. So I just assumed I'll just say whatever needs to be said and either they'll catch it live on the replay. But, a couple of people are like, man, slow down. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying this whole slow down thing. So I'll give it about a minute and a half. So we can have a little conversation today. For those people who don't know me, my name is Norris Williams. I'm an investor and a motivator. NorrisNetwork.com is my website. I've been at this game for 13 to 14 years now. After graduating college, I moved to Houston and I became a financial advisor shortly thereafter. I did that for 10 years. And then I was a professional coach or trainer for the next 10 years. And what I did was I put the two together. So I took all the stuff I learned in finance. And then when I was speaking, I was talking a lot about mindset, motivation. And I started seeing where in my career before was some gaps were there. That mindset really is the game as far as finances is concerned. It's not just knowing how to make money or knowing how to make money, but it's having the mindset where you command money and it comes to you effortlessly. Okay, let me take that back. Let me not say effortlessly, but the goal is to set a system up that spits you out money regardless if you participate actively or not. So, it breaks the whole mold of work 40 hours a week to make a certain salary or most people work more than 40 hours, honestly, to make a certain salary, because that pigeonholes you, that limits you to what your real capacity really is. You don't even know what your capacity is because most of us haven't even tried to tap into what that capacity is. None of us, I'm not gonna say none of us, most of us don't have any idea what that capacity may be. We've had hints about it and we've done things in life that may give us a little unction of what it might be. But very, very few people are really going for it. You know why? It's easier to complain about it. And it's easier to look at somebody else who is going for it and find a reason why they're doing it and you're not. We got that real bad. So today I want to talk about one word only. But I consider this, to me, this would be, if there was just one key to success. It's not knowledge. It's not opportunity. It's not relationships. It's not any of that other stuff that a lot of business books write. And I know this from experience. And this is why a lot of people fall off. This is why a lot of people don't really get to where they think they should be or make the kind of money they think they deserve or even do the things they want to do in life. And that one word is consistency. Consistency is what built the Grand Canyon. Over thousands and thousands of years, the slow running stream kept chipping away at the rock, kept chipping away at the rock over thousands of years. So, of course, think about when the Grand Canyon first started. It was probably like a little stream that runs through a lot of your backyards. It's like, how when it rains, you go look in your backyard and you'll see maybe like a little stream here, a little stream there, but ultimately it dries up. Think about how the Grand Canyon had to start that way. And over thousands of years, they built this big, I call it a monument, because thousands and thousands and thousands of people go see it every single year. And you can look through the layers and, of course, they have scientific methods of figuring out the age of when this was going on. When go to this layer, and I can say, hey, this was about year such and such and such. This is what kind of territory there was. This is what the terrain was and things of that nature. So consistency, like I said in the title, consistency is your God power. The first lesson in consistency we all learned, of course, was the tortoise and the hare. That was the first lesson in consistency that we've learned. But I've learned that in this environment, in this generation, they called us the microwave generation for the longest because we want everything right now. It's not that we're not willing to work for it. We just want to work and for the result happen right now. So it reminds me of I love the game of football and I played football for a while. And you don't get strong overnight. You don't get fast overnight. You got to work at it. And what does that take? Practice, repetitions. Reps is the biggest thing. You do it over and over and over again, over and over and over again, over and over and over again, over and over and over again. So whatever it is that your talent, skill, or ability that you have applied with a system you put in place to generate money for you, you got to be willing to stick that out through the boring times, through the depressing times, through the times where you might not see a whole lot of result on the back end. And one of my favorite, may he rest in peace, one of my favorite motivational speakers of all time is Zig Ziglar. And one of the reasons, number one, he's really good. Number two, he's a country boy like me too. And he always gives the analogy of back in the 1800s and 1900s where you had the pump on the well and you had to prime the pump for the water to come, which means the pump was at the top of the well. So let's just say this is the pump and here's the top of the well, and this is all this down here is underground. So the water could be 50 feet deep, 100 feet deep, 200 feet deep. You don't know how deep it is down there. So you had to prime the pump so that the pressure will bring the water from way down there up to where your family could use it, could utilize it for drinking, cooking, bathing, whatever you guys might want to do. So there's a long handle. It looked kind of like this, and you would pump the handle on the pump on the I forgot what the apparatus is called over here, but you would prime this pump over here. So you would sit and you would do this for quite a while actually, and it depends on the quality of the pump. It depends on how deep the water is. It depends on how strong the person is. So you will be stuck. It's basically at the most common tenet. It's basically a lever. So you will pump this lever, pump this lever, pump this lever. So as you're pumping this lever, way down at the bottom, the pressure is building up to slowly bring the water up through the pipeline all the way up to the top. So you're pumping and you're pumping and you're pumping. And you can go to YouTube and look up Zig Ziglar and prime the pump. And he's telling it a lot better than me. But the basic premise is you pump for a long time and no water will come out. You be pumping, you still pumping and no water will come out. You keep pumping, and no water will come out. Until finally, that one pump comes, you see just a little bit of water trickling out of the fountain. So of course you got your bucket down here to catch the water. So you keep pumping, and at some point it gets to a flow to where you're satisfied with it. But you know what happens? After the flow gets there, you can stop pumping. Because the pressure is built up so much at the bottom that all the pumping you've been doing for the last 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, the pressure is built up down here. So now the pressure brings the water to the surface. But what if you would have given up on the first pump, the second pump, the third pump, the fourth pump, the fifth pump? That's everything to do with success. We go to seminars, we read books, we have mentorship, we perform whatever the function is every day, and we do it over and over again, over and over again. Money trickles in. You're like, man, I don't know about this. I'm not making ends meet. It's not looking successful. Prime the pump. Keep going to the sessions, keep working, keep creating content, keep performing whatever that function is. And at some point, if you stick with it, at some point, as the old folks say, something got to give. But what happens? Most people won't prime the pump. You know what most people will do? Man, forget this pump. Let me go back over here and just find something to help me get by. Let me just find a job to help me get by, to pay my bills, to feed my family. We're so stuck in an animalistic state of mind that feeding my family, that's survival. That's what all wild animals care about is surviving. They go do whatever they need to do to eat, kill another animal to eat vegetable, vegetation to eat, whatever they do, but that's about it. And they go back to being a wild animal. And then they wait until they get hungry again and go kill something else. They don't really care about, I'm not going to say they don't care about survival, but for where they are and the order they're in, survival is the means of the day. We're supposed to be a more evolved, that's up for debate. We're supposed to be more evolved because we can think, reason, rationalize, and all that good stuff. But you can truly say a wild animal is more advanced than we are, because a wolf does everything he can to be the best wolf he can be. And if that means killing other wolves, if that means killing other animals to survive, he will do that. What we do is we figure out, I'm supposed to be this, but I'm afraid to do this. So let me go over here and use my rational mind. Notice I'm using my rational mind. So instead of being what I know I'm supposed to be, let me make some excuses and let me find a reason not to be what I know I'm supposed to be. And I rationalize that. And there's no way you could be happy or satisfied or fulfilled by not being who you're supposed to be. But in this human realm, so you can really say human is our greatest strength and our greatest weakness at the same time, because we will justify being less than who we know we are for a sense of comfort, for a sense of freedom from pain, for a sense of freedom from judgment. We will sit and justify being mediocre And we'll be happy to be mediocre. We'll brag about us and our mediocre friends and our mediocre colleagues and surroundings and family. We'll brag about that. And the people who are above mediocrity will condemn them. Oh, they're lucky. Oh, they're blessed. Oh, they're the exception. I can never be there. So you denigrate yourself and them simultaneously because you decided to be mediocre. Because mediocrity can only beget mediocrity. Mediocrity. So if you go plant a seed of mediocrity and you water your mediocrity and you fertilize mediocrity, you can only grow what? Mediocrity. You know what we're trying to do? We're trying to plant the seeds of mediocrity and fertilize it and water it and grow greatness. How does that even work? I'll give you a hint. It don't work. So every day when you get up and you know when you're not living in the right, in the road you call to live in, you know when you're not living at your point of greatness. Because we all have different points of greatness. We all have different talent, skills, and abilities. We all have different, but the path, everybody's on the same track, running the same race. We're just all in different lanes. Some of us in lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, all the way over into infinity. What we get distracted by is we'll look from our lane over next to who's next to me. What are they doing? How are they succeeding? We'll look over there. What are they doing? How are they succeeding? Instead of focusing like a racehorse. That's why they put the blinders on the racehorse. Because the racehorse don't look and see what's going on over there. The racehorse don't look to see what's going on. All the racehorse sees is the finish line and the little bait that keeps it running forward. That's all. It doesn't care about what's next to me. So many of us lack that one skill. So many of us lack that one skill. And it takes away from what I was talking about, consistency, because you're consistently running the race. You're building momentum. And that momentum will lead to the breakthroughs that you're looking for. So I just stopped by to encourage you to start concentrating on consistency and not worrying about what the finished product looks on day one. We want to be multi-millionaires tomorrow by starting today. And if you look at a lot of successful business owners, Facebook, Bill Gates, with Microsoft, you look at all those guys, they weren't successes overnight. Facebook was definitely not a success overnight. It was catchy and it was cool, but they didn't even know how to make money with it at first. They were trying to figure out, just like when he met with Sean Parker, he told Sean Parker that I'm not even sure what it is yet. It's just a thing right now. Now, ultimately, we'll be able to figure out how it's supposed to make money. It's just cool right now. It's the cool thing right now. So they stay consistent through the cool non-money making period to ultimately figure out, okay, this is the business model, and now they're multi-billionaire business. But so many of us, I'll say 99.9% of us, won't see it through. We want instant gratification so bad. We're so worried about what people might say about us. We won't even try. So I'm coming to encourage you today, whatever it is, and I'm not here to tell you what it is. Whatever it is or whatever it might be, figure it out for you. Look at whatever your talent, skills, and abilities are. Align that with a system that can put that out in the marketplace to sell, and every day pound it. That's why I'm doing live videos every day. I am investing every single day in my multimillionaire hood because I'm going to get there soon, very soon. But it starts with being in this recording booth, talking to you every single day. And I'm going to do that every single day. Say it with me, every single day. Because Albert Einstein said the greatest power in the universe is compound interest. And for those non-financial people, compound interest is basically like investing steadily over time at a certain time period, whether that's daily, monthly, quarterly, or annually. But you invest and you leave it alone. You invest, you invest, you invest. And one day you look up, that the principal has made interest on top of that, and you look up and that $100, $200, $1,000 a month you're putting in is now grown to 10,000, is now grown to 15, is now going to 100 to a million. And what made the whole thing work was consistency, dedicating yourself to one course of action and riding it out until you get the result that you want. So many of us don't do that. We run a 100-meter race and we stop at the 50 and say, oh, this is not working because we quit. It's just working because you quit. It's not working because you quit. It doesn't. The race is still going, and the other people that started off with you are still going, but you stop to look around and complain, man, this shit ain't working. And then you hold on to that bitterness, you hold on to that resentment, and you try to mask it as you resent everybody else, but you're really resenting yourself because you know that you deserve better. And the only person that can do something about that is you, not me, not your mama, not your daddy, not your coach. You. Everything starts with you. That's why I always say the biggest and best investment you'll ever make is an investment in you. So until you start investing in yourself and putting yourself first, you're always going to be behind. You become second to everybody. And second is nothing but first loser. I'll say it again. Second place is nothing but first loser. So how the hell are you the loser in your own life? That doesn't even make sense. With that being said, look, I want to stop by and tell you consistency is your God power. Consistency is the answer to every problem you have right now. Of course, it may hurt right now. Of course, you may not understand right now. Of course, you may not be making all the money you want right now, but you got to plant the seeds for the future so that money ultimately comes. It's not showing up tomorrow. That's exactly why lottery winners never hardly make it. They'll win the lottery, and statistics show within 3 years, 85% of them are dead ass broke. We're not going to do that over here. We're not having it. So Norris Network, thank you for joining me. I got some great stuff coming up. I'm looking forward to working with some of you guys. I know some of you guys will want to take it to the next level. Some of you guys just love coming here to enjoy what I have to say and interact. I'm cool with either one of them because it's always an investment, because most people won't even choose to work with me. But still, the fact that I planted a seed in them, the universe is going to give me that return on my investment in them. So even if it doesn't come from you, it'll come from somebody, because I have a lot of products, a lot of services, a high-level coaching program coming up, because this is what I do. I love doing this. It comes naturally to me. If you can see down here, I don't even have a script. I'm just speaking from my heart and from experience. And my job is to come here today. I want to make you uncomfortable just a little bit. I want to make you so uncomfortable that you're like, damn, I got to do something different. Because if you change your life just 1 degree, not 2 degrees, not 3, 1 degree, the end point is totally different than where you are now. Just 1 degree. So stick with me. I got some more good stuff coming up. I'm putting a store together right now. And for those people who really go to the next level, I'm looking forward to working with you. If not, if you just come here for the family and the fellowship, hey, welcome in. I'm glad. Like, share. If you don't invest any money, you can at least invest a like, a share, or a comment, because it helps the audience grow. I'm growing my family right now. So if you're not ready to spend any money, or you don't have any money to invest in yourself right now, cool. That's not a problem. Just invest a like, a share, or a comment. Tell somebody about me. Tell people to come in and listen to what I have to say. Go look at all the older videos I have. We're up to 10 or 15 right now. Like I'm doing them every day. And I also have some stuff I'm designing on the outside that's going to be, valuable as well. And I'm excited about that. I can do this all day, every day. And I dedicated to myself. Let's get this straight. Let me give you the prime example of I practice what I preach. I'm not doing this for you primarily. I'm doing this primarily for me. Now, if you get a benefit out of it, if your life goes to the next level because of it, if the amount of money you make goes to the next level because it's working with me, fine, I'm good with that. But either way, understand I'm doing this for me. And it's not the money, it feeds my spirit. Every day I'm walking on the path that my spirit calls me to walk on. The money I'm making, the money I'm investing is right here. So it can only pay me in the natural world. So I'm doing this for me, and I want you to start doing shit for you. So when I come and I get excited, it's because this shit feeds me. It feeds me so much, and it makes me feel good because I know I'm doing the right thing. I know that I'm doing what I agreed to do before I even came into this realm. So I want you to do the same thing for you. So like I said, if that's working with me or working with somebody else or figuring out on your own, either way, take your life to the next level. And remember, I always got to say this. To build wealth, because I know everybody's here because they want to make more money. Most people that are here, based on the book that I wrote, Make More Money. To build wealth, you got to first build yourself. So like I said, I'm doing this for me.